our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
I never get this kind of thing, or I hear it.
Nínú ẹgbẹ́ la wà tá ti gbọ́ formation tíjọba tó ń ṣèrànlọ́wọ́ fáwa télọ̀ wọ́n nítorí COVID-19.
Wọ́n ní kí n korúkọ àtàkáǹtì tí mò ń lò, so mo kọ sílẹ̀, mo mọ́kàn kúrò, mo rò pé ó lè jẹ́rọ́ ni nǹkan tá wá ṣe.
Ju bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bíi mẹ́ta ẹ̀ lọ tí wọ́n gba àkáǹtì nọ́mbà wa tí wọ́n béèrè ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa yẹn ni wọ́n sẹ́ndì owó sínú àkáǹtì mi.
Ọjọ́ yẹn náà ni mo fi owó kún tí mo dẹ̀ lọ ra fóònù. So láti ìgbà yẹn mi ò ní ìṣòro pẹ̀lú àwọn kọ́sítọ́mà mi mọ́.
Òṣèré tó máa gba 30,000 ẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi ra materials. Pátápátá tó yẹ máa ṣiṣẹ́ family àjẹ ìyàwó àtọmọ máa jẹ wọ́n appreciate.
Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ federal government fún nǹkan tó ń ṣe.
This vaccine is safe and it has been certified safe and usable by NAFTA.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead.
Hopefully wish that the government will honor their bargain.
The doctors resume duty after suspension of 10-day strike, just as Labour Minister meets judicial staff workers over industrial action. Implement support to Africa's climate change adaptation and mitigation efforts, Nigeria's finance minister tells IMF Fiscal Forum on climate change.
I want to be educated to be a better person in the society.
It is the day for street children, and voices to keep them off the streets for a better life get louder. Plus, what is the significance of Ramadan? We'll find out as pastor mobilizes against hike of food items during the period. Good evening, this is NTA Network News. I am Kenan Ima Abolike. We are live in Abuja and Michael Olalaya joins me from Lagos studio. Let's quickly join Sokoto Network Center as the Sultan of Sokoto has a message for Nigerians.
In accordance with the Sharia, today we have the pleasure to announce to you Monday, the 29th day of Shaban, 1442 after the hijrah of our most noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 8th, equivalent to 12th April 2021, is the end of Sha'ban 1442 after Hijrah. Reliable reports of moon sighting were received from Muslim leaders and organizations across the country, which they duly verified and authenticated before sending to us. Consequently, tomorrow, Tuesday, the 13th day of April 2021, become the first day of Ramadan 1442 after Hijrah. We therefore call on the Muslim Ummah to commence fasting accordingly. We'd like to use this opportunity to implore the Muslim Ummah to devote ourselves fully to the worship of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the holy month of Ramadan. Pray fervently for the blessings of Allah for our leaders at all levels to succeed in steering the affairs of our great country, Nigeria, and for the sustenance of peace and stability, as well as continue to pray specifically for Allah's intervention on these insecurity challenges and the pandemic we are going through. We further call on the Ummah to observe COVID-19 protocols during tafsir and congregational prayers, which include the 5 daily prayers, Jumu'at and Taraweeh. We also urge all Muslims to use this holy month of Ramadan to dedicate themselves to the teachings of Islam and continue to live peacefully with one another, irrespective of religious, political, and tribal differences. We appeal to the wealthy individuals amongst us to assist the vulnerable and poor people with food during this holy month to cushion the hardship people are going through. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us for the ibadat we are going to offer this month with Al-Jannah al-Firdaus. Ameen. We say Ramadan.
And that's the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, announcing the commencement of the 2021 Ramadan fast. In the meantime, as the Muslim community in Nigeria prepares to join the global community to begin this year's Ramadan fast, correspondent Abubakar Usman Akwanga examines the significance of the fourth pillar of Islam.
Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar, and it is in this month that Allah revealed the glorious Quran to mankind through Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Barely few hours to the commencement of the spiritual exercise, Muslims the world over are looking out for the sighting of the crescent moon, which will mark the end of the month of Sha'ban. Ramadan is usually observed for 29 or 30 days and categorized into 3 parts. The first 10 days which offers repentance, the second 10 days which grants forgiveness, and the last which attracts Allah's mercy.
If you notice when you are fasting, many things you drop it. So if you can drop it during the month of Ramadan, it means you are being trained how to maintain peace, how to be a custodian of peace, then how to make sure that you are the one that makes where you are better.
During the period, Muslims are expected to refrain from eating, drinking, and abstain from sexual intercourse in daytime, and also abstain from other non-permissible acts. A Muslim is strongly enjoined to make recitation of the glorious Quran a habit, give charity to the needy, and perform prayers in congregation. Allah says in the glorious Quran chapter 2 verse 183, "O you who believe, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, that you may develop God consciousness." This chapter may not apply on the aged, the sick, infant, expectant mothers, females in their menstrual cycle, and those on a journey sanctioned by Islam. In Abuja, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
And as Muslims look forward to sighting the crescent for the commencement of this year's Ramadan fast, A Kaduna-based clergy, Pastor Yohana Buru, has appealed to sellers of food items not to hike the prices of commodities. Adamu Sunday reports that Pastor Yohana led the campaign to the Abubakar Mahamud Gumi market in Kaduna to enable Muslims enjoy smooth Ramadan fast.
It is common practice for sellers of essential food items to hike prices of commodities during Ramadan fast or festive seasons, taking advantage of the forces of demand and supply, with buyers paying dearly for it. It is against this backdrop that Pastor Yohana Buru of Peace Revival and Reconciliation Foundation visited the Kaduna Central Market to appeal to sellers of essential food items not to hike the prices of foodstuff as Muslim faithful get set to commence the Ramadan fast.
We've agreed with them. They said they will do everything possible by reducing the price of essential commodity for the average Muslim to have access to what they want and get what they want so that there will be ease during the Ramadan period.
I will also join those people and appeal to them to consider and then leave the prices the way they are.
In the meantime, the annual Ramadan lecture series have begun in various mosques in Kaduna, with Islamic scholars calling on the Ummah to imbibe the lessons of sacrifice, brotherhood, tolerance, and total obedience to Allah. In Kaduna, Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
Away from the Ramadan fast, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NAD, says the 4-week suspension of industrial action by 8 members is to give the federal government an opportunity to address unresolved issues that led to the strike. Charles Alpha, however, reports that the suspension takes effect from Monday, 12th of April.
The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors suspended the nationwide strike, which began on the 1st of April, after its National Executive Council agreed that concerned agencies of government should correct the irregularities which marked the payments of house officers. The formation of a committee to look into the pending salaries and provision of a payment platform for subsequent payments, as well as the use of official number of house officers for identification. President of the association, Dr. Oyilawa Okwahesuyi, asked the federal government to remove medical training from the concurrent list in compliance with the Universal Implementation of the Medical Residency Training Act. A further appeal to the federal government to keep its side of the bargain, as documented in the Memorandum of Action, to avoid recurrence of issues that may affect the health sector.
For next 4 weeks, we hopefully wish that the government will honor their bargain. But however, the National Executive Council have placed a meeting for the 4th week to review the state and the extent to which government have gone to honor the MOA.
The association also appealed to the federal government to prevail on state governments with members' salaries and arrears to pay them within period of suspension of strike. In Abuja, Charles Alpha, NTA News.
The federal government has appealed to the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, Judicial, to suspend its nationwide industrial action, which has paralyzed activities in courts across the country. Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, made this appeal at a conciliation meeting between the federal government and the leadership of Judicial. Ngige said he will make a commitment based on the Executive Order 10 and 8 application granting autonomy to the judiciary, which is topmost on their demand because it is a constitutional issue. He promised to do a report on this meeting and forward to the president when he returns. The president of Judicial, Marwan Mustafa, said they were guided by the constitution of the country in their actions, stressing that democracy has to thrive on the rule of law. The meeting agreed to reconvene on Thursday. Meanwhile, Nigeria is making progress with its nationally determined contribution to net zero carbon emissions, but Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed wants developed countries to implement the promised support to Africa's climate adaptation and mitigation efforts. Onengia Fineface reports.
On the road to COP26 this year, 2021, the clamor to back climate ambition with concrete action is heightened by all parties. Although the African region is responsible for only 3% of global carbon emissions, countries like Nigeria are making progress with green financing to combat climate change. At a fiscal forum panel on climate change and the urgency of a green recovery at the International Monetary Fund IMF spring meeting, Nigeria's Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed hinted on the country's green bond, which has been running for 3 years, providing finance for environmentally friendly investments. She made a case for consideration of Nigeria's gas resource as viable tool for clean energy and a green transition.
For Nigeria, we are actually a gas nation, not an oil nation. We have maybe about the third or fourth largest deposits of gas today in the world, yet we have not explored it. We want to explore gas to be able to help fast-track development within the economy. So it's not for export, it's for driving industrialization. And we do hope at COP26 that Kristalina and your colleagues will help us to have gas classified as a transition energy.
The IMF is motivating nations to take advantage of opportunities provided by the COVID-19 pandemic to finance safe recovery and combat climate change already ravaging communities across the globe.
Climate shocks are increasing in frequency and in significance. They affect macroeconomic and financial stability, but also more positively because climate action can generate growth and employment.
Ministers of Finance from 4 countries participated at the IMF Virtual Fiscal Forum. Onengiye Fineface, NTA News.
Nigeria, as part of the global village, opens her economy for investors to participate fully in all sectors. This is what is referred to as foreign participation in the Nigerian economy. Dele Atumbi reports.
Over the years, the foreign direct investment has contributed immensely to the economic development of Nigeria. Available statistics have shown that Nigeria is the third host economy for foreign direct investment in Africa. With the present administration's several interventions on the ease of doing business, Nigeria is among the promising pillars of growth in Africa. One of the ways in which the country is attracting foreign direct investment is our assurances to foreign investors. The federal government's policy of guaranteeing the repatriation of both profit and the capital from the foreign capital importation through authorized dealers is a boost to foreign direct investment.
Economic growth and prosperity that we're aiming for cannot happen without private capital. And that private capital cannot be unlocked without reforming the business environment.
No country can develop on its own. You need foreign capital. You need foreign investment.
This is equally aided by the various incentives ranging from pioneer status to duty drawback being part of the tax reliefs available to foreign investors.
The Nigerian government and its policy has actually tried very best when it comes to incentives. But the truth is that the incentives are not automatic.
Investors are like water. They move to areas of least resistance. So investors like predictable environments.
The Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission Act has also opened the economic space to the outside world.
If you take a look at Section 22, it gives the foreign investments the leeway.
The only areas foreign direct investors cannot participate in the economy are those on the negative list. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
Time to take some messages, but we'll be right back. Do stay.
Hey guys, making music for you is so easy for me to do. But you know what else is super easy to do? Linking your NIN to your Glow line by dialing *109*NIN#. Or I can call 109 from my Glow line and follow the instructions. And if I don't want to call, I can text my NIN to 109. I can even visit glowworld.com/NIN. And what if you've forgotten your NIN? All you have to do is dial *346# and Glow will help you remember it. Someone may ask, what if I haven't registered? All you have to do is go into the nearest Glow World and we'll help you register. It's that easy. So don't get disconnected from all of the amazing voice and data offers from Glow. Linking your NIN to your Glow lines is simple, safe, and 100% free with zero hassles.
I did look for pension fund administrator. We're soft, make
over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
As you adjust to the new realities for operating your business and engaging with your customers, let us help you transform your business into a digital powerhouse capable of adapting and taking advantage of today's opportunities. With our best-in-class array of digital solutions, you can conduct your business, receive payments from your customers, and perform transactions quickly, safely, and conveniently, because we've got you covered with the right people, technology, and service offerings. Contact us today and let us take your business to its zenith. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Airtel is saying thank you to all loyal customers in the Airtel Thanks Cash Token Rewards. Each subscriber stands a chance to win up to 100 million naira every week. To opt in, dial *479# and follow the prompts. To qualify, simply recharge your Airtel number. Each cash token gets you an 8 naira instant cashback, plus a chance to win up to 100 million naira weekly in the National Cash Token Draw, showing every Saturday by 9:30 p.m. on AIT and 8 p.m. on Pop Central DSTV channel 189. All transactions done on *479# are rewarded with more cash tokens, and you can also check your cash token balance via the same code. Only loyal customers of the smartphone network are entitled to the Airtel Cash Token Reward. For more information, simply dial *479# or visit www.airtelthanks.ng. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Distinguished candidate, registration for 2021-2022 UTME/DE into Nigerian tertiary institutions begins April 8th to May 15th, 2021. Candidates are to check their eligibility for chosen programs and institutions on our website, jam.gov.ng, before commencing the application process. To create your profile, only one mobile phone number can be used by a candidate. To generate profile code, simply send your NIN by SMS text to 55019. A profile code of 10 characters and IBAS alert is received on the candidate's phone number for both pre-registration checking and purchase of UTME/DE e-PIN. Do not give your password to any person. Do not register twice or take UTME or DE forms for the same year. You can upgrade your UTME to DE at no cost. Direct entry registration closes same day with UTME, and there will be no date extension. Pay only approved prices by JAM. For more details, check jam.gov.ng.
JAM, enhancing academic excellence.
If life were a game where every choice brought you closer to your dream, would you stay where you're unappreciated? Or would you somehow take that first step to changing things for yourself? At ARM Pensions, it's not about who you are, it's about who you play with. Join the team that appreciates you. Switch to ARM Pensions today.
As a digital influencer, my passion is to create content that promotes love, peace, and unity in my country. My work schedule is busy and I experience headache. But I have Sudrex as my trusted headache medicine. Sudrex is fast-acting medicine.
Sudrex is trusted and established since the year 2000. Now available. Sudrex headache and fever. Sudrex cold and cough. Sudrex joint and muscle pain.
Sudrex is wishing you happy holy month of Ramadan.
Welcome back. The federal government has directed 2 terrestrial pay TV platforms to migrate to either integrated television services or Pinnacle. The 2 seek their distributors on Nigeria's digital television platforms by the end of June this year. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed handed down the directive at a stakeholders meeting in Lagos. Anthony Folson reports.
It was a gathering of key players in the DSO value chain. They all have assembled to fine-tune the process as countdown to Lagos DSO switchover begins, putting forward the seriousness the federal government attaches to the project and falling in line With the reforms in the NBC code, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed directed the two pay TV organizations to, as a matter of urgency, cease self-carriage.
I'm directing the NBC to set up the special units that will report to the Honorable Minister on the implementation of these groundbreaking reforms. Also, as part of efforts to make the DSO proposition viable, have directed GoTV and Star Times to stop self-carriage by the end of June 2021.
This directive, the minister explained, is part of measures put in place to ensure the project succeeds, as well as stimulate local production of quality content, empower channel owners, boost the creative industry, and generate jobs.
This will significantly address the diversion of advert revenues to the wrong hands, address lack of accountability in the advertising industry, and ensure a significant empowerment in terms of funding.
On audience measurement, which is key to revenue generation, the minister said APCON has been given approval to engage professionals to assist in that regards. Describing the Lagos switchover as significant, the Acting Director General, NBC, Professor Armstrong Idachaba, said Lagos has the population, and as a media hub in the country, the minister and members of the task force, DigiTeam, Free TV platform, and a coalition of critical stakeholders are in Lagos to allay fears being entertained.
I therefore wish to use this opportunity to appeal to signal distributors and channel owners to ensure that before the 29th of April 2021, which we have set as the switch-on date for Lagos, all necessary procedures and installations for a heat-free switch-on is concluded.
Taking turns to explain the gains inherent in the DSO project, DigiTeam Chairman Edward Amana, signal distributors, content providers, as well as channel owners, all in unison, applauded the process so far, with guarantees that it will be a win-win situation for all and progress for Nigeria. In Lagos, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now, globally, there are millions of children whose lives are inextricably connected to the streets, sleeping in parks, uncompleted buildings, basically anywhere they can lay heads, and rely on the streets for survival and sustenance. It is to address this that the 12th of April every year is recognized as International Day for Street Children, to highlight efforts to have their rights respected and protected. Ruth Aguele reports.
A breath of fresh air is the only free gift these street children enjoy. Innocent but homeless, oblivious of what the future holds. Daily, they feed on the streets, a place they have come to know as home. A plight they never began, but has been imposed on them. Against all odds, they manage to stay alive with little or no hope for the next meal. Ibrahim, who begs for food on the streets, does not know how old he is. One thing he knows is that he's a child faced with the responsibility to fend for himself. Some days he gets lucky with his friends, and some other days he sleeps hungry. To Ibrahim and his likes, a voice and to protect their rights is the reason the world is celebrating the International Day for Street Children, to express louder voices to ensure that all children's rights are integrated into national law.
A lot of our children are on the streets, maybe because of poverty and carelessness on the part of the society and parents. Some of them are introduced to drug addiction, kidnapping, and all sorts of things.
We need to actively start taking action, because we can see the way the surge is. We need to sit down on a round table and decide what we're going to do.
A better future is what Ibrahim and his likes dream of, in a world of theirs where hope is lost. But with collective responsibility, experts believe this growing trend can be reversed. In Abuja, Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
In a related development, the plight of street children is again in the limelight with the world marking the International Street Children's Day. Here in Abuja, a group of young children provided a platform for street children to have a say on their lives and aspirations. Abdulmalik Hassan reports.
Like every child, street children have dreams and aspirations for better livelihood. This is what speech-impaired Saidu Yunusa represents as he sleeps on the street and moves around conveying animals to abattoirs for some tokens to make ends meet for him and his sibling.
I want to be educated to be a better person in the society.
Just like Saidu, these children have ambitions to make contributions to the society. Experts believe that taking good care of street children will reduce crime rates and reduce the use of illicit drugs.
These children don't just need someone to remove them from the street and then tomorrow they're back in the street, because these children actually are being abused, sexually abused, being abused physically, being kidnapped.
To create that awareness that these children have a right like every other child, that their rights should not be violated.
It is the belief that with collaboration among stakeholders, the scourge can be rid of within a short period. Abdulmalik Hassan, NTA News.
Now let's turn to the legislature, where the National Assembly is set to pass the Petroleum Industry Bill before the end of April in fulfillment of the pledge made by the Senate and House of Representatives. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the harmonized report is being compiled as both chambers reconvene plenary on Tuesday the 13th after the Easter break.
The Petroleum Industry Bill, forwarded to the National Assembly in September 2020, is in the final lap of consideration for passage, as the bicameral legislature will, in a few days, be presented with the harmonized reports of the bill. Hope is high that the bill, having suffered setbacks in the past, will this time see the light of the day.
Our promise to Nigerians for the passage of the bill before the end of April is on course, and the harmonized report of the Senate Committee and the House Committee will be laid before the House and the Senate for possible consideration and passage before the end of April.
Other priority legislations are the Electoral Act Amendment Bill and the ongoing constitutional review process. Interest groups seeking alterations are expected to walk the talk by keying into the process.
For the committee to consider any matter, it must come to the House, it must pass first reading, it must pass second reading, and then committed to the standing committee or ad hoc committee on standing committee on the constitutional review. Until then, whatever anybody will say about changing the constitution will just be considered as personal opinion, which is inconsequential.
The leader of the Senate, Yahya Abdullahi, through a telephone conversation, says the bicameral legislature is expected to step down legislative business for Tuesday as it reconvenes in honor of 2 serving members of the House of Representatives who died during the Easter break. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
In view of the security challenges in the southeast, governors from the 5 states in the region have risen from their meeting in Owerri with a resolve to set up a joint security outfit codenamed Ebubago. Chairman of the forum and Governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi, says the move is to complement efforts of the federal government in the fight against insecurity in the country. Bright Ebochur has details.
The security meeting brought together governors of the 5 southeast states and heads of security agencies in the region who are in Owerri to deliberate on security challenges facing the southeast with a view to finding lasting solutions to the series of attacks in the region. Briefing journalists after the meeting held behind closed doors, Chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, David Umahi, says the forum condemns the act of terrorism and banditry in any part of the country and the Southeast in particular, noting that he stands with the federal government in its fight against insecurity. They further condemned the violent attacks on Owerri Custodial Center and the Imo State Police Command, affirming that the political leaders in the region have resolved to work together to flush out criminals and terrorists from the zone.
The meeting condemns very highly the killings in all Southeast in the recent time, and asks the federal government and security agencies to bring justice to the victims.
To forestall further security breaches, Governor Mahi says security agencies have been mandated to draw up a comprehensive list of their logistics needs for the attainment of success in the fight against criminality.
And that the joint security outfit to coordinate the activities of our vigilante in the South states shall from today be known and called Ebubago.
The members resolved to set up a committee to coordinate the implementation of the Southeast Joint Security Platform in Owerri. Bright Ebuchio, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Director General, Voice of Nigeria, Mr. Osita Okechukwu, has commended the Southeast governors for adopting a joint security network in line with the federal government's resolve to address security issues. Mr. Osita, who spoke to newsmen in Enugu, said the security outfit should obey the social contract between the people and state governors and work in harmony with other security agencies and in accordance with laid-down rules and regulations. The Borno State Governor Umara Babagana Zulum has commended the Nigerian Army for the recent upscaled counter-insurgency operations in the northeast. Governor Zulum gave the commendation while on a working visit to the Nigerian Army headquarters, Abuja, to interface and seek ways to rapidly end the decade-long insurgency in the zone. The renewed vigor in Army operations in the northeast, the governor noted, is yielding results and promised to further support the Nigerian Army.
One very important thing that we should do to ensure stability of the region is to ensure that the ongoing operations in the entire northeast region will create the opportunity for our farmers to go back to their land. We are also here to express our sincere appreciation to the Nigerian Army.
The Hilux vehicles and other logistics you approve our operations from time to time have reasonably enhanced our operations. Let me assure you that I and my field commanders, as well as all principal staff officers, are doing everything possible to ensure we defeat Boko Haram and conclude this operation within the shortest possible time.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, also appealed to the Borno State government to intensify rural road rehabilitation to enhance rapid response to distress calls. In the meantime, troops of Operation Lafia Dole have eliminated 7 Boko Haram terrorists along Ngwamafa Road in Borno State. A statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Muhammad Yerima, says troops from Sector 1, Operation Lafia Dole, were on picking operation when they spotted the terrorists in ambush position, waiting for troops and commuters plying the route. Several arms were recovered from the criminals that were forced to withdraw in disarray with injuries. Similarly, Army troops with support from the air component of Operation Lafia Dole thwarted Boko Haram terrorist incursion into Damasak, Mobar local government area of Borno State. Now, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, has condemned the terrorist attack on humanitarian aid facilities and killing of civilians in Damasak, Borno State. In a statement issued by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Bashir Noura Al-Khali, the minister expressed concern over the frequent attacks on humanitarian aid facilities in the northeast region of the country, saying the violent attack will affect the support provided by the aid workers to hundreds of thousands of people in need of humanitarian assistance and protection in the area. The minister commended the security agencies, members of the civilian JTF and hunters that assisted in repelling the attack. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria (FAN) is advising passengers, drivers and other airport users, particularly those at the General Aviation Terminal Lagos, to always comply with all laid-down protocols on COVID-19 to ensure safety of all airport users In a statement by the General Manager, Corporate Affairs, Henrietta Yakubu, the agency emphasized that in line with government protocols, arriving passengers are to walk down the designated car parks to board their vehicles, as drivers are no longer permitted to pick up arriving passengers at the frontage of the terminals. For departing passengers, drivers are only allowed to drop them off in front of the terminals. They are not permitted to wait for any person after dropping their passengers, as such areas are now drop-off zones. Let's now join Michael in Lagos. More reports before we go to Lagos. Let's quickly tell you that President Muhammadu Buhari has welcomed the beginning of Muslims' holy month of Ramadan, which marks the commencement of 30 days of fasting. In a message to the nation to mark the occasion, President Buhari prayed Allah to accept sacrifices, strengthen and increase the unity, solidarity, peace and prosperity of the nation. He urged Muslims in the country to exercise patience and tolerance and reject voices that seek to divide the nation. The president also urged all citizens to show compassion to the millions of the less endowed and remember those that have been displaced by conflict in their charity and prayers in this important period. Of course, Michael is waiting to take over from Lagos. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Kene. Except in heavy traffic, it may take about 30 to 45 seconds for speeding vehicles to overtake one another. Very short, right? But those few seconds can be traumatizing for some road users, especially where such scenario involve trucks bearing on large containers. Adeni Taiwo tells us why this is so in this report.
Trucks bearing containers are a major part of the nation's distribution network, moving goods from the nation's port across different parts of the country. So, their presence is everywhere and can sometimes pose danger to other road users.
The frequency of crashes involving these categories of vehicles can be attributed to condition of the road, the proficiency of the drivers handling the trucks, and the condition of the trucks itself.
Queen Amabi may have been driving for about 15 years, yet she says she is uncomfortable with the sight or presence of trucks bearing containers around her while on the wheels.
They should have a specific time for their movements.
You see them, you'll be afraid because you see many of those trailers, they look very bad.
Their apprehension stems from frequent cases of accidents involving large containers on the nation's highways, especially along the Ojuelegba Stadium corridor in Surulere, Lagos, one of which almost claimed Khadijat Oreniwa's life.
The fear of the container falling off the bridge was what was on our mind, but unknowingly it was going to fall on our car.
I am standing right here on Ojuelegba Bridge in Lagos. This is one of the scenes that is said to be notorious for container accidents. Well, I may not be able to reconstruct how it happens, but I can imagine that when they struggle to climb the bridge from this point, with what people say is overload, they struggle and sway, and down this way, the container will fall on human and other cargoes down there.
Vehicle that is there is Jeep, black Jeep. I think it's 2 and 3 people inside it. So, but before you will see it, the thing fall on their head.
While they blame the menace on poor safety practices among truck drivers, the issue of driving poorly large containers requires more than passing interest from relevant government agencies.
We have also supported this with a series of enforcement that has been carried out by the Corps and is an indirect way of sending signals to the truckers and other road users.
The consensus among those affected is that container accidents can be avoided, especially if premium is paid on safety regulations by all concerned. In Lagos, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
To encourage officers and men of the nation's military for their relentless fight against insecurity, National President of the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, Fatih Atehiru, has visited personnel currently hospitalized at the Army Reference Hospital, Yaba, Lagos. Dana Jale reports.
The National President, Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, said the visit was to have a feel of the hospital environment and show love to affected officers and soldiers currently receiving medical treatment at the Nigerian Army Reference Hospital in Yaba.
From the Chief of Army Staff, I bring greetings, and on behalf of all the NAWA members, we want to present this small token to you. Thank you so much. To get well soon.
The gesture was not limited to officers, but extended to the 136 patients.
This is one of our maiden outreach programs to hospitals. We felt that obviously this is currently we're in a situation where there are several battle fronts in Nigeria, and this is where some of the patients come, so we felt we should come and see them, reach out to them.
The visitors were taken around the various facilities, led by the acting chief medical director, Colonel Sheyi Solomon, who applauded the initiative.
That token will go a long way to support a lot of them, buying drugs, even for their families. So I think their visit will make a lot of difference in the life of the patients.
The Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association has over the years touched many lives positively through various humanitarian projects. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports with Kene shortly after this break. Please stay tuned.
Is ready to receive me a bundle of joy. Mommy is making my home cleaner and safer. We are Dettol Shore.
Illnesses can happen at home too. That's why Dettol and me together will make my baby's home safe and to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs. That's why moms want to be Dettol. Dettol Shore.
We are Dettol Shore.
Ramadan is sharing.
Ramadan is all about spirituality.
A rewarding moment with friends and families.
To connect with exceptional women.
Rethink iftar.
Remix the recipes.
Refresh your favorite Ramadan TV show.
Mikey Diary Season 4. It's fresh, it's exciting, it's delicious. Get ready to experience a twist in your taste buds. Ramadan curry!
Welcome to your online ballroom dance lesson.
Nobody's perfect, but some are unstoppable.
Yeah, I'm unstoppable.
Power Horse, unstoppable you.
There's enough to go around.
With Mr. Chef seasoning cubes and powders, every meal is something to look forward to.
Me first.
Mr. Chef, creating delightful memories.
Ooh la la.
Sweet nutrition. This looks different.
It is 8K video, beyond cinema quality.
So
you can pull portrait quality photos straight from video.
But will it last the whole trip?
Battery for the whole trip and the way back.
This is different.
Told you.
I've got no ice on me, but stick a freeze your knees. What up?
Unleash your cool side with Mentos Fresh Action Candy and its incredible soothing liquid filling. Get on stage now.
I be the cool guy that you was, fresh guy that you was. Mentos Fresh Action Candy. Get cool, stay fresh with the Mentos Fresh Action Candy.
Mentos Fresh Fresh Action Candy. Get cool, feel fresh. Now with vitamin C.
Every day, he looks after his brother and chases a bus. Every day, he looks after his brother, chases a bus, and learns new things. Every day, he looks after his brother, chases a bus, learns new things, and gets back home. Every day, he looks after his brother, chases a bus, learns new things, gets back home, and helps his mum. Phew! That's why every day he needs his cup of Milo, packed with the nutritious goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa. Milo, the energy to go further.
From Nestle.
One passenger, big auntie. Come and enter my bus now.
Hey, conductor, this cough is serious. I beg, you need to go to the hospital.
Hospital? Ah, auntie, if I go hospital now with this cough, those people will just say I have COVID-19.
No, they won't. Doctors say cough symptoms are different in every condition. Some are dry, others are wet, like your own.
God bless you, auntie. I have told this my conductor. The cough has refused to go, and it could be tuberculosis.
Conductor, check am o. Make you dey sure, because who no go, no go, no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
Check am o, make you dey sure.
If your cough is more than 2 weeks, it could be tuberculosis. TB tests and TB treatment are free. Just call the National TB Hotline on 3340 for information on where to get the test. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people.
Talking about your team has never been on top of the law. They have, Joe. And what are you saying? It's a lie. How is it a lie? Highest scoring striker ever. He doesn't have a higher score than
Yes! Kickoff is at 9:45 p.m.
9 p.m.
Settle almost anything football with Google search.
For Nigeria to attain optimum economic diversification, there must be a paradigm shift in agricultural research and development to meet the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan initiative of the Buhari administration. This is the view of agricultural researchers in Zaria as farmers prepare for the 2021 cropping season. Tina Toro reports.
The review meeting by these stakeholders in agricultural research and development from across the country brings to the fore success stories and the need to reposition the agricultural sector for improved yield and productivity.
From 2020 to 2025, our target this 5 years, which we started already implementing, is to bring in crops that are not commonly known as irrigated crops. Bring them under irrigation.
Before, farmers, what they normally realize in their field with the traditional crop they grow is that they realize only 400 to 500 kilogram per hectare. But now with this new variety, you can get up to 2 tons per hectare.
So even the farmer themselves do not understand the value of mechanization in agriculture.
Agricultural researchers and other stakeholders are optimistic that improvement in the quality of research will help Nigeria compete favorably in the global market. In Zaria, Tina Toro, NTA News.
Time for another break. Don't go away.
Often stains with longer lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer lasting freshness. Tough on stains with longer lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer lasting freshness. Tough on stains with longer lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer lasting freshness.
Better days are coming. Days where we can hug each other tightly.
Days where hunger plans will be made and kept.
Days where we can look back and say we never gave up because of our courage and will to keep going.
Days where we're not isolated from our community by fear.
So join us.
Join us
as we raise a glass
to better days.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
It is time for celebration. 30 years bustling with goodness. No challenge can ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. Bustling with so much greatness. Enjoy a world of
Mommy is back!
Guess what's inside?
Chocolate! Biscuit!
Our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity-free.
Cavity? What cavity?
Let me show you.
Most toothaches are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity.
It also has natural mint for minty fresh breath every day.
Mom, can I eat chocolates now?
As long as you brush with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
With total submission to the will of the Almighty God for a life well spent, we, the family of Uchuduno of Umuasi Ekumodafe Buzo, announce the passing unto glory and eternal rest of our highly beloved and cherished husband, late Engineer P.C. Uchuduno, the first managing director of NITEL, aged 83 years. Burial arrangements are as follow. Wednesday, 14th of April 2021, Vigil Mass at St. Monica's Catholic Church, Oboli Buzo. Time, 5 p.m. Thursday, 15th of April 2021, Funeral Mass at St. Monica's Catholic Church. Interment follows immediately at his family compound. Reception and entertainment of guests follow at number 1, Uchuduno Close. Saturday, 17th of April, traditional rites will kick off. Sunday, 18th of April 2021, Thanksgiving Mass at St. Monica's Catholic Church. May your peace-loving soul find eternal rest in the bosom of our Lord. Announcer, Mr. Felix Uchuduno, for the family.
And are shouting victory.
Next is update from Edo 2020.
To Edo 2020 Sports Update, I am Tam.
The tension and the suspense gradually fizzled away as Team Edo came from 2 goals down to beat Lagos 3-2 in the football final, with eruption after the blast of the final whistle.
The tables have turned around. Team Edo is and Team Edo is the champion of Edo 2020.
Edo are the champions
of
the 20th National
Sports Festival male football event.
Not only in men's football events, male and female. I thank God, and I believe that God has done it for us. The hard work, that the process that we have been passing through, God has just redeemed it.
So bad, because scoring 2 goals here is an advantage to Lagos. But to me, our boys, they lost little concentration, especially towards the end of the first half, which the referee gave them the advantage. We can't do anything about that because the 2 goals they scored against Lagos, it was a foul, but I can't do anything. He's in charge.
Earlier in the women's final, Team Edo won gold with a slim 1-0 victory against Lagos.
I'm short of words. I'm so happy. Like our deputy told us yesterday, Edo no be Lagos. The gold is for us. Now we are here. We've gotten the gold.
It was marvelous. The game was tough anyway. They've tried, but by the grace of God, we won the gold.
In handball, it was an intriguing final in the men's event. Kano fought hard to win gold, scoring 24-19 against Lagos.
He has missed it and he has beaten the goalkeeper. What a goal! Emeka Adigwe. What a goal! Very interesting goal.
Well,
World Federation has been one of our most successful federations. The president is very innovative. He's been able to leverage on private sponsorship by Prudent, which is critical for every single federation. It's important to partner with the private sector. So we'll work with him, we'll work with Uche to set up an handball program that will run through not just secondary schools, but also through the universities.
Team, very young team. They've been together for a very long time. So anytime you want to play this team, you have good people, very good team, very technical team. Today, I think we are better.
I wouldn't say that, but let's say luck gave them the winning. So what next for your team? What next for my team? We'll still meet Kano in the league. We'll fight it out.
Team Rivers won gold in the mixed doubles event of Abuja.
My coach, Paul Assar, was taking us a very good training, because without training you can't make very attack and a very good set.
In weightlifting, Stella Kingsley of Team Rivers set a new national record in clean and jerk with a lift of 105 kilograms to beat old record set by Augustina Nwokolo of Delta State, who lifted 91 kilograms at the 2019 African Games in Rabat, Morocco.
I am Tamara Ebiwe.
And that's Network News tonight. Don't forget to be a star with NTA as we wage war against rape and rapists. Thank you for watching. My name is Kenem Imahabulike. Good night.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Contemporary times require practical skills to remain competitive and relevant in your organization. Therefore, take advantage of NTA TV College short proficiency courses to sharpen your professional skills. Basic Broadcast Accounting and Auditing. Date 19th April to 30th April 2021. 2 weeks. Audio Engineering, Operations and Maintenance. Date 19th April to 23rd April 2021. 1 week. Protocol, Event Management and Public Relations. Date 3rd May to 14th May 2021. 2 weeks. Intermediate Camera Operation Techniques. Date 17th May